different methods for making flying geese units. One of the most accurate is paper piecing, and today I'm going to show you how to do that. So to paper piece flying geese, you're first going to need your paper template. Now you can purchase these. There are different kinds, so if you want to make multiples, that's sometimes a good investment. But if you only want one or two, you can easily draw your own on a piece of paper. Flying Geese makes it easy to do. And what you do is you draw your piece on the paper in the exact size that you want your finished piece to be. If you have accurate graph paper, this will make it even easier. So you can see this is 3 inches by 6 inches, and my point's right in the middle, and the lines come in from the corners. So once you have that, you need your fabric pieces, and your fabric will be cut. You can just roughly cut it, but it needs to be bigger than your piece. So this is going to be that piece. So make sure you have lots of room for all your seam allowances, and remember it's going to need to come out a 1/4 of an inch away because this is your seam allowance on the piece. So I have this, and then I have my 2 corner pieces there. That's a lot. So if in doubt, cut it bigger than you need because you can always trim it back. So now what you want to do, we're going to start with this middle triangle, and we're going to turn it over and just place it wrong side down to the paper. So right side up, and make sure that you have it aligned so that it comes out across to leave a seam allowance. So if you hold it up to a window, that'll help make sure that you have enough room there. Then you'll take one of the side triangles and line it up with the edge, and then we'll just take a pin to pin through all the layers. It's pinned right onto the paper. So now if you shine a light through just to make sure that, yep, there's lots of space. It doesn't have to be exactly lined up with this line because we are going to trim it, but just make sure that you have enough space for the seam allowance. So we're going to take it to the sewing machine and stitch right on this line. So now that's been stitched, we will fold it back, trim this to a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then take it to an iron and press this flap up. So here this piece is done. You can see it's trimmed and pressed. So now we're just going to add this piece in the same way. So we'll pin it onto the paper, turn it over, take it to the sewing machine and stitch. So now that's stitched, we'll do the same thing, trim, and then press. So now these 2 seams have been pressed, so we just need to trim it to size now. And we'll do this on the paper side, and we're going to trim a 1/4 inch away from this line that we drew. With the graph paper, it's pretty easy because it'll be right on the graph line. So now that we've trimmed it, we'll just double check, and it should be exactly 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. That's just the size that we need. So now we'll just remove the paper, which should remove fairly easily because the stitches have perforated it. There it is, a perfect Flying Geese unit. So what's so good about paper piecing Flying Geese? It gives perfectly accurate results, there's no trimming involved, and it's fast to do. What's not good about it? Papers can only be used one time. It's sometimes fiddly to remove the papers, and sometimes there's fabric waste. So when do you want to use this method? Anytime you really need accuracy or you need a lot of flying geese. Overall, this is a good method to use, so I give it 4 thimbles out of 5.